Yes, hello once again. Welcome back to Classic Dirt Bike TV, but more especially, welcome to Northern Ireland. Yes, hello once again, and thanks for coming back to Classic Dirt Bike TV as we take our first look at some of the racing highlights from the 2023 charity Scramble event that was held at Craigantlet in Northern Ireland. Now in this part 1 video, these are some of the racing highlights from the Friday evening's race programme, so let's get straight into race 1, which is the adult pre-1974, pre-1970s and the pre-1965, basically the vintage classes of this event. Quite a good lineup of riders for this first race of the evening. It looks like James Thompson has made an early start. Harry Stitt looks like he's in second position. John Griffiths there going wide as they come up the hill, so it's James Thompson who leads Harry Stitt in second position. I think it looks like it's John Griffiths there, number 33, in third, and it looks like it's Adrian Lappin in fourth. So we've got Cecil Pearson Japs in positions 1, 2, 3 and 4 as they head up the hill. So as we pick up the riders on their way down the hill on lap 1, it's this man here, number 26, James Thompson, on the Cecil Pearson Rickman Jap. In second position, it's Harry Stitt, number 111. Looks like Ian Buchanan is going through there in third. And as you can see, the weather here in Northern Ireland is absolutely perfect, as of course it has been for at least the last 3 or 4 weeks. So the track is super dry at this stage, but the Northern Ireland Classic Scramble Club have been very busy watering the course to just try and help keep the dust at bay. So hopefully it won't get too bad as the evening progresses. Number 44 again is Adrian Lappin, but as our race leaders make their way up the hill to complete lap 1, it's still number 26, James Thompson, who leads number 111 there. That's Harry Stitt, and of course that's a frame that Harry built himself, and that particular bike was put together by the track owner Cecil Pearson. But it's Ian Buchanan in third with John Griffiths in fourth. So we're back with our race leader, number 26, James Thompson, just one of a team of riders that Cecil Pearson has to race his fantastic collection of Rickman Jap scramblers. So James at this point looking very good, with Harry Stitt currently in second position. And that Rickman Jap of James Thompson will be one of 3 different bikes that he'll be racing this evening, and so look out for James riding his little Moltaco in the 377s, and of course his very quick YZ 490 Yamaha in the Twin Shock Grade A class. So there's your third place man, number 4, Ian Buchanan, and it's number 33, John Griffiths, who's currently in fourth. But James Thompson is still your race leader, with Harry Stitt in second position as they complete another lap of this Craigantlet racetrack. As we take a look at our track owner, and of course the owner of all of this collection of Harry Stitt and Rickman Jap bikes, that's number 11 there, Cecil Pearson. Currently riding with an injury, but he's made of quite strong stuff, is Cecil, so he's still out there riding his favourite Jap machine. But here's your race leader coming round to complete another lap. It's number 26, James Thompson. It looks like James has got quite a sizable lead on second place man at number 111, Harry Stitt. So this has been another very good ride here by James Thompson. So when James crosses the finish line this time, he will begin his last and final lap of this first race of the day. So as James comes up to start his final lap, it's still Harry Stitt, number 111, in second position there. Ian Buchanan is currently in third. I think Ian's riding that two-stroke CZ machine. John Griffiths, number 33, is currently in fourth position. Once again, riding one of Cecil Pearson's Rickman Japs. And it looks like David Stockdale's got a bit of a problem with his two-stroke CZ machine. But certainly no such problems for this man here, number 26, James Thompson, as he continues on his last and final lap of this first race of the evening. So it looks like James is on his way to his first win of the afternoon. Second position is still number 111, Harry Stitt. So as our race leader comes up to take the checkered flag, it's the first win of the evening for number 26, James Thompson, on the Rickman Jap. Harry Stitt is going across the line in second position, and just coming up the hill now is our third place man at number 4, Ian Buchanan, on the CZ, and it's going to be John Griffiths, number 33, who crosses the line in fourth. And certainly our track owner is going to complete his first race of the day. As I said, riding with a bit of an injury at the moment, but nevertheless Cecil has completed his first race of the evening. So that brings us on to the first of the 3 twin shock races for this evening's race programme, and this is the twin shock adult grade C class. Quite a good turnout of riders for this first twin shock class of the evening. It looks like a good start there by Jack Belton on the left hand side there. I think Jack's riding an old two-stroke CZ machine. Number 64 is Aidan McGarity, currently in second position. Number 99 is of course Ivor McCree on his YZ 490 Yamaha. You may remember we had a quick look at Ivor's bike in our paddock walkabout video. So as the riders make their way down from the top of the hill, it looks like we've got a new race leader. It's number 64, Aidan McGarity. I think Aidan's riding that YZ Yamaha. Number 24 is still Jack Belton, but it looks like number 21, that's John Campbell, who's making a move on Jack Belton. So it's John Campbell now who has taken that second place position, riding one of those Alan Clues CCM bikes. In fact, it's John Campbell who's now taken the lead from number 64, Aidan McGarity. So it's number 21, John Campbell first, Aidan McGarity in second. Jack Belton is in third position. As we take a look at some of the rest of the chasing pack making their way through on lap 1. But here's your race leader as he comes up to complete his first lap of the evening. It's number 21, John Campbell, riding the big 500 CCM 4-stroke machine. It's still Aidan McGarity there, number 64 on the yellow YZ Yamaha. Jack Belton is still currently in third as we take a look at number 110. And is of course Chris Blair. It looks like Chris is riding that 250 German Michael. But on lap 2, it's this man here, number 21, John Campbell, who appears to be stretching the lead over Aidan McGarity in second position. Aidan, as I said, riding the two-stroke YZ Yamaha, whereby John Campbell here is on one of those big Alan Clues four-stroke single-cylinder CCM bikes. Just trying to pick up our second place man, who should be coming into shot now. It's number 64, Aidan McGarity, on his 250 Yamaha. But it's still John Campbell, number 21. John looking very comfortable at this point at the front of the pack as he makes his way up the hill. You take a look at number 777, who in fact is actually not listed in any of the paperwork that I have, so unfortunately we can't name that particular rider. But certainly the programme for the 2 days of this year's charity event all begins with this first batch of racing for the Friday afternoon, and then of course the usual Friday night barbecue with lots of good food and beer supplied by local businesses, and then of course another full day's racing on the Saturday to conclude the 2 days of this year's charity race meeting here at Craigantlet. So as you can gather, there's plenty to see and do at this very worthwhile event. Now it looks like Scott McDowell has dropped his big TT 500 Yamaha there. But this has been a very good race by this man here, number 21, John Campbell, on the CCM, as he heads up the hill for the very last time in this race. Just coming up the hill there's number 115. I think that could be Stephen Hanna, who's now in second position. And just going through there is number 247. That's David Houston on 490 Michael. So once again we are back with our current race leader as he heads towards the checkered flag. Number 21, John Campbell. So this has been a good ride by John. So barring any mechanical issues in the last half a lap, John should be well on his way to securing his first run of the evening. Number 818 just going through there is Robin Davidson on the YZ Yamaha. But it's our first win of the evening for this man here, number 21, John Campbell on the Alan Clues CCM. Just coming through there, possibly in second position. Looks like it could be Robin Davidson in second, with Aidan McGarity crossing the line in third. So that conveniently brings us on to race 3. This is the Twin Shock Grade B class. Another full lineup of Twin Shock riders for this class as they all leave the line. Looks like everybody's safely through turn 1 as they make their way up the hill for the very first time. So as the riders make their way down from the top of the hill, we'll try and pick up our race leader. It looks like it's number 42. I think that's Raymond Cromie, who is your race leader. John Stokes, number 151, just making his way through there. Number 46, just making his way through on the white Maiko. That looks like that could be Eddie Hampton, but here's your race leaders as they head towards us. It looks like Raymond Cromie is now in second position. Looks like Lee Rook is in third. John Stokes is in fourth spot. It's certainly quite a good field of riders for this twin shot grade B. It looks like we've got a faller there. I think that's number 205. That's Alex Johnston. So as across the line to complete lap one, it is number 42, Raymond Cromie, who's now got the lead of this race. I think that's Lee Rook there in third position, with John Stokes, number 151, close behind. But as you can see, the track conditions are absolutely perfect here at Craigantlet. The club did do quite an extensive watering programme just before racing started, so it's certainly done well to keep the dust to a minimum. But it's number 42, Raymond Cromie, who's your race leader. And I think in second position there, it looks like that could be Luke Stockdale in second position, but John Stokes, number 151, is looking to make a move on Luke Stockdale for that second place position. Lee Rook is currently in fourth, but as they come towards us, it's number 42, that's Raymond Cromie, who leads. Luke Stockdale in second, John Stokes is third, Lee Rook is currently in fourth. And just coming into shot now is number 46, that's Eddie Hampton on that white twin shot Maiko. So as our race leaders come up the hill, it's still number 42, that's Raymond Cromie, who leads at number 171, that's Luke Stockdale in second position, but John Stokes has now taken that second place position from Luke Stockdale, who is now third, and Lee Rook is currently in fourth as our first four riders make their way up the hill. But certainly a good scrap going on here at the front between this man, number 42, Raymond Cromie, who now leads at number 151, John Stokes, on the CR250 Honda. Lee Rook is currently in third. Luke Stockdale there, number 171, is in fourth position. I think that's another Honda that Luke is currently riding, but it's still Raymond Cromie, number 42, your race leader. 151, John Stokes is currently in second, but it looks like John Stokes is going to make a move going down the hill, so it looks like we have a new race leader. It's John Stokes, number 151, and it looks like Lee Rook is looking to make a move on Raymond Cromie for that second place position. So this could certainly be quite a good race to the finish as the riders head to the bottom section of the racetrack, and when they come up the hill, that will be the start of their last and final lap. But it's number 151, John Stokes, who currently leads Lee Rook in second. Whoops, became a cropper there, did Lee, when he came over that jump. But in third position, it's Raymond Cromie, and it's still Luke Stockdale in fourth. So as our race leaders head down the hill for the last and final time, it's still number 151, John Stokes, who leads this man here, Lee Rook. The bike, of course, with no identification on it, no numbers on the rider's shirt or on the bike, so it must be a bit of a lap scorer's nightmare, but currently he's in second position on the CR250 Honda. So with just slightly less than half a lap to go, it's still number 151, John Stokes, who leads. The man with no numbers, Lee Rook in second position, and it's still Luke Stockdale here just going through in third, and it's Raymond Cromie currently in fourth. But as they make their way to the bottom of a hill, it looks like Lee Rook is going to have a go on John Stokes as they head up the hill, but it's going to be the first win of the day for the Scotsman John Stokes, number 151, and it's going to be Lee Rook in second position. So that just about more or less concludes the second Twin Chalk race of the evening. That's the Twin Chalk Grade B, and it looks like Eddie Murray has a bit of a problem with his old Michael. Doesn't look like it's going to fire up, but that quite nicely takes us on to race 4. Now this is the Twin Chalk Grade A class, basically the fast riders of the Twin Chalk class. Another very good lineup of riders, but there's certainly some talent in this lineup. So as they leave the line, it looks like that man again, James Thompson, number 26, and James this time is riding his big YZ 490 Yamaha. So it's James Thompson, your race leader. Harry Stitt is in second position. It looks like Trevor Calderwood is in third as they all make their way up the hill. But it's 26, James Thompson. Harry Stitt is in second. Third place now is what looks like Chris Lappin, number 12 there on that big Husqvarna machine. Number 61 going through there is racing legend Lawrence Spence. And as you can see, the track beginning to dry out now, and the dust is certainly starting to fly, but it's still James Thompson, your race leader, from Harry Stitt in second. Chris Lappin is in third position on the big four-stroke Husqvarna. But it certainly doesn't take this man long to complete a lap of this Craigantlet track. James Thompson already beginning to open a gap on second place man there, Harry Stitt. Chris Lappin is in third. I think that could be Ian Dunlop there, who is currently in fourth position. So it's still number 26, James Thompson. Remember, James won his first race riding one of Cecil Pearson's Jap machines early on. This time he's out on his YZ Yamaha. Ian Dunlop just going through. Number 33 there is John Griffiths, one of the Jap team riders, but this time, of course, out riding his big four-stroke CCM. James Thompson already completing another lap and has a good bit of distance between himself and this man here, number 111, Harry Stitt on the Jap, and third place is number 12, Chris Lappin on that big four-stroke Husqvarna that we had a look at in the paddock. Number 344 is Ian Dunlop. Number 33 is John Griffiths. Number 54 is Harold McQuaid on the 1974 Michael. But as you can see, this man is certainly putting the laps in here on this quite quick YZ 490 Yamaha. Number 26, James Thompson. And of course, James will still get another opportunity to try out another race machine in the pre-1977 class when he'll be out on his little 360 Spanish Bull Taco. So look out for James on that machine. But it looks like Chris Lappin is going to head for a DNF. It looks like Chris has got some of the track ropes tied around the back wheel, so that's kind of ended Chris's challenge in this race. But this man here is in second position, number 111, Harry Stitt. But as they come up the hill, it's Ian Dunlop currently in third. John Griffiths is in fourth position, and I think it's Lawrence Spence there going through in fifth. So it's still this man here, number 26, James Thompson, as he heads towards the checkered flag on his last lap. Second now is number 344, Ian Dunlop. John Griffiths is currently in third. Lawrence Spence is in fourth position. It looks like Harold McQuaid is looking to make a move on Lawrence Spence. But this is quite a good scrap here for second, third and fourth positions between this man here, Ian Dunlop, on the Michael, and John Griffiths on the CCM, and of course Lawrence Spence on the Michael. But it's the second win of the day for James Thompson, number 26. It's going to be Harry Stitt who's going to cross the line in second. But we're looking to see who's going to take that third place position, and it looks like it's going to be number 344, Ian Dunlop, who's going to take that track position from number 33 there, John Griffiths. So that brings us on to race 5, which is the first of the youth classes with the big wheel 85s, 125s and 250 4-strokes. Now, of course, we don't normally feature these kind of modern bikes here on Classic Dirt Bike TV, but because this event is all for a very good cause, and these kids and youth bikes are also contributing to the charities, it's only right that we give them a little bit of airtime here on our channel. So it looks like it's that's Nathan Donnelly there, who was your race leader, number 122. Looks like he's had a little spill, but he's back on his bike again. It looks like James Wright has also came off his machine, but both riders are now back up and running once again. So as we take a look at number 78, that looks like Tom Bishop there. I think Tom's currently in second position, just behind number 18, who I think is now your new race leader, Sam Morrow. So as a race leader makes his way up the hill to begin lap 2, it's certainly number 18, Sam Morrow on the KTM, who is your race leader. Coming up through in second position is still number 78, that's Tom Bishop. And it looks like Nathan Donnelly is now moved up into third position after his early spill in lap 1. Number 61 just making his way through there, that's Joel Galt. So we'll just pick up some of the other riders making their way through. Number 19 just coming into shot is Cole Morrow, who's in one of the big wheel machines. Number 146 just going through there is James Bailey. But as you can see, some quite quick little youngsters in this class. So here's your race leader. It's number 18. It's still Sam Morrow who leads this man here, number 78, Tom Bishop. And number 78 here, that's Tom Bishop, who I'm sure is the son of Gary Bishop, who I do remember filming at a race meeting in Ballyblack some years ago when Gary had a horrendous crash in his old Michael, but thankfully Gary was perfectly fine. Number 759 there, I think that could be Dylan Doherty. Looks like Dylan was having a look at me there just to make sure that I captured his little spill on camera. So as our race leaders start their last and final lap of this race, it's still Sam Morrow, number 18, your race leader, but it looks like Sam's missed a gear there going up the hill, and it's allowed Tom Bishop to steal that track position. So currently, as they head towards the checkered flag, it's Tom Bishop, your race leader, number 78, who leads Sam Morrow on the KTM in second position. So this could be quite a bit of a scrap here to the checkered flag. And I'm pretty sure that Tom Bishop is riding on 85, whereas Sam Morrow is on a 125, but certainly not much between these two riders as they head down the step for the last and final time. But as they come up the hill, it looks like it's going to be the first win of the day for number 78, Tom Bishop, with Sam Morrow taking a second place position. And so that brings us on to race 6, which of course is the pre-1977 class. Looks like Harry Stitz made a good start there on the CCM. James Thompson currently in second position there, this time of course out on his 360 Bultaco. Harold McQuaid looks like he's currently in third position, and it looks like John Griffiths is in fourth as they make their way up the hill. So on lap 1 it's currently number 111, although it has number 70 on the bike. This is Harry Stitt, who is your race leader. Second is James Thompson on the 360 Bultaco, and third place is Harold McQuaid on that very quick 1974 Michael. But Harry Stitt certainly made a good start on the CCM bike. As I said, he has number 70 on the bike, but Harry shares this machine with his father, who quite often races the bike. But it's a good scrap here at the front between Harry Stitt, James Thompson in second position, Harold McQuaid and John Griffiths in third and fourth. So it's still Harry Stitt who's certainly got that CCM working very well as they make their way up the hill. James Thompson is still currently in second position, with Harold McQuaid in third and John Griffiths in fourth. Now James Thompson of course has already won 2 races this evening, one of those on one of Cecil Pearson's Rickman Japs, and of course the other was on his YZ490 Yamaha in the twin shock grade A class. But he's certainly looking to try and make a pass on young Harry Stitt here on the CCM. So quite a contrast in machines here between the big 4-stroke single cylinder CCM and James Thompson's quite nimble Bultaco. And as you can see, James Thompson has now taken the lead of this race. Number 14 there, I think that could be Gary Donaghy on his Czechoslovakian CZ bike. But it looks like it's James Thompson who's your new race leader. And as you can see, James is already starting to open a gap on Harry Stitt's CCM. But James seems to be quick on every single bike that he rides, but Harry Stitt still hanging in there in second position on the Alan Clues 4-stroke CCM. But this little Spanish Bultaco that James is riding, of course, is much lighter and more nimble in the corners, but Harry Stitt's big CCM will certainly have the power on the straights, but it's currently still James Thompson, your race leader, with Harry Stitt in second position. Number 24 there is Matt Miller, and Matt's also riding one of those big 4-stroke CCM bikes. And so as our race leader starts his last and final lap, it's still James Thompson on the 360 Bull Tackle who leads Harry Stitt on the big 500 4-stroke CCM. But Harry Stitt certainly looks like he's lining up a possible pass in this last lap, but James is very quick on that Bull Tackle, so looks like it could be a good scrap as we head towards the checkered flag. So it's going to be very tight as both these riders cross the finish line. I think that Harry Stitt may have just managed to steal that race win from number 26, James Thompson. So next up we go on to race 7, which is another one of the youth races, and this is the small wheel 85s and the 65s. Couple of fallers there into turn 1, but as they come up the hill it looks like that could be number 22 James Wright that could have the lead of this race. And as I said, we don't normally feature these kind of modern machines here on my channel, but because this is a charity event, every one of these riders of course are also contributing towards the charity, so it's only right that they get their moment of fame here on CDB TV. But it's currently number 22 James Wright, who I think that's number 77 in second position. I think that's Corbin Adams in second place. So it's still James Wright, number 22, who's your current race leader. Number 77 in second position is Corbin Adams. But thankfully the track's still in very good condition, not too dry, thankfully. Whoops! Looks like we've got a bit of a faller there. That looks like number 3, I think that's Evan Oliver, who's had a little spill on his 2-stroke KTM, but it looks like he's still good to go as we take a look at our second place man, number 77 Corbin Adams, who is leading number 22 James Wright. So as they head down from the top of the hill, it looks like it's Corbin Adams who's taken that pole position, number 77. James Wright currently in second, but this is quite a good little scrap here between these two talented youngsters on quite similar. Whoops! It looks like Corbin's maybe just giving his bike just a little bit too much front brake going into that turn, but he's up and running again. But this has allowed this man here, James Wright, to now take the lead. So it's young James Wright on the KTM who leads Corbin Adams, who is in second position. But the weather here on the Friday evening is still fantastic. It was an absolute scorcher of a day during the afternoon, but it's much nicer here in the evening with slightly cooler temperatures, and thankfully the track is bearing up quite well after its recent watering. So this is your race leader. It's still number 22 That's James Wright, who still leads Corbin Adams in second position, but Corbin was doing very well on that previous lap up until, of course, he dropped his bike into this corner, but thankfully he never lost too many track positions and is currently in second spot. Now this, of course, is the final race in the first block of racing for the Friday evening. We had 2 blocks of racing, and of course we will continue with the second block of racing from the Friday night when we post part 2. But it's still this young man here, number 22, James Wright, who begins his last and final lap of this race. Corbin Adams is currently still in second position, so Corbin's got a bit of ground to make up if he wants to make a pass on James before the final flag. As we take a look at number 8 there, that's young Bradley Thompson making his way up the hill for the last and final time. But it's still this man, number 22, James Wright, who leads Corbin Adams in second place. But Corbin certainly looks like he's a bit closer on this final lap, so he may still have a goal before he gets to that checkered flag. But I do hope you've enjoyed this first block of the racing highlights from the Friday evening of the charity Scramble. And as I said, we will return with the second remaining block when we post part 2. But as our 2 race leaders head towards the checkered flag, it's still number 22, James Wright, who is currently leading at number 77, Corbin Adams. So just a few turns to go towards the checkered flag, but it looks like it's going to be a win for number 22, James Wright. And I think this time round, Corbin Adams is going to have to settle for that second place position. But quite a good race between these two very talented youngsters. So there you have it. That's the first block of racing from the Friday evening, and do make sure that you return to Classic Dirt Bike TV, where we will post the remaining block of races from the Friday evening's racing programme.